Now, in a major political shift ahead of the 2027 election, at least 3 to 4 governors from the opposition People's Democratic Party are reportedly in advanced talks to defect to the ruling All Progressive Congress and back President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's second-term bid. Governor Moeno of Akwa Ibom State has already declared public support for Tinubu, stating there is no more party division in his state. His support is reportedly aimed at protecting his own political future and shielding his predecessor, Udom Emmanuel, from ongoing EFCC scrutiny. Senate President Godswill Akpabio is said to be coordinating Eno's defection and has promised support for Eno's re-election in return. Other PDP governors, including Sheriff Oborowori of Delta State, Peter Mba of Enugu State, and the suspended Similai Fubara of Rivers State, are said to be weighing similar moves, either to defect or support Tinubu while remaining in the PDP. Their calculations are driven by political survival, regional dynamics, and uncertainty about PDP's strength in 2027. Fubara's potential defection was reportedly stalled by Tinubu's displeasure with his handling of the Rivers State crisis and opposition from his former godfather, Nyesom Wike, who serves as minister to Tinubu. None of the 3 governors attended the recent PDP's governor forum in Ibadan, signaling a growing rift. Their shifting loyalties has sparked concerns within the PDP, which is struggling to rebuild amidst internal division. Now, to discuss this further, former Lagos State PDP chairman, Captain Tunji Shelle, joins us today. Good afternoon and welcome to Newsday.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Happy Easter holiday.
I wish you the same.
Thank you.
Now, to get us started, can PDP find its lost glory again? Because right now, there are reports or some commentaries from political commentators say that PDP are now a shadow of themselves, completely, from being the largest party in Africa to a mere caricature of what they used to be right now.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I strongly believe PDP is already decimated. The leadership squabbles and insincerity on the part of the handlers of the party has brought us to this stage. A lot still has to be done to be able to bring everybody together, but the earlier, the better. PDP is decimated from state to state. And what you've just said is the true position. I don't know how PDP can go it alone and win any election come 2027. Nobody is working together. Today we see governors making moves or being arm-twisted or being manipulated for their own selfish reasons. Like you rightly said, probably some want to escape prosecution, others want to have their own second term. It's when you are alive that you do a second term. Sure. And if you are sincere and you fear God, that's when there will be blessings in whatever you do. But most politicians don't look at life that way. They are looking at the immediate gains. What does it benefit a man to do a second term and lose his own soul, lose his own credibility, and lose his own integrity? Probably many people don't have integrity. A party that gave you a platform to win an election, within 2 years, you are already contemplating jumping ship. It's so unfortunate, and I'm surprised. Some people you look at as being decent, honorable, have been involved in this kind of a thing. I didn't expect it from a governor like that of the Akwa Ibom State. Not to talk of Delta State, and so on. They all have godfathers, and they now believe godfathers should rule their own lives, should rule PDP for PDP. PDP, like you rightly said, was a very big party. We never won in Lagos before. We knew why. Because politics was monetized in Lagos. They were spending billions to win elections. And that has been extended to the federal level today. And it cannot be the same again. I wish leaders can still put heads together and navigate these very clumsy roads to the glory, success, and the unity of the party. It's very sad.
You know, but it can be argued, really, that the APC is just acting the same script that the PDP has acted before. I'm sure you recall there was a similar move, you know, between the AD and the PDP in those days, you know, or shall I say between the AD and former President Olusegun Obasanjo. But we all remember clearly that that didn't work out so well for the action, for the Alliance for Democracy, that's AD. So then what lessons really can PDP governors learn from the AD considering this move that they're reportedly making?
I can see that some of them may likely be forced to return back to PDP, or PDP is trying to form an alliance. The leadership is divided. Governors said they are not going to join the alliance. But if that alliance should hold, definitely some of them will have to find their way back into that fold. The name PDP is not much different from APC these days. So if we leave PDP to fight APC alone, definitely APC will have an edge. So the only solution now is for an alliance to be consummated. Let there be a merger of people who are sincere. If they are not sincere among themselves too, it may be difficult for them to find a way around it. But I can see some responsible, disciplined minds coming together to form this alliance. And the lesson to learn from the Obasanjo regime, that was the beginning of another democratic dispensation. So one could expect anything like that to happen. But we've gone past that one now. The democracy should be allowed to thrive. Democracy should be allowed to grow. We should learn lessons that will make people serve the people. People who contest, they are there to serve the people, not to serve themselves. Or after spending 1 or 2 years, they start looking at the next election. It's unfortunate. But this is where we find ourselves today.
All right. Looking from the outside in, my own big question is, how can one man be bigger than a party such as the PDP? Because we've seen how Nyesom Wike, the Minister of State for the FCT, how he's literally brought the entire party to his knees. And at the same time, and as we still speak, all that is still happening within the party, he seems to still be the orchestrator, pulling the strings from behind. And the question is, maybe for self-preservation, why is it that the PDP has failed to do something about it?
I think the man Wike has failed to separate governance from personal ego and aggrandizement. He talks too much. He makes people believe that there is nothing he cannot do. He's not God.
No, but it seems to be working, because where PDP are right now,
well, it's because we don't
the reality is that he's almost dictated the play in the PDP.
It's because probably they felt the judiciary is in their pocket. They can do anything and get away with it. Added to that, the judiciary, the legislature too, is not doing its own job. So how can a man be dictating pace from time to time? The example is what this scene is creating in Rivers State, which is highly unnecessary. If you put somebody in office, it's because you believed in him. He had been in that office before. He was a governor for 8 years. A young man came, you knew how you did it for him to, so allow him to work. I've always advocated that the president should call him to order so that he can face his job at the Federal Capital Territory as the minister and do a good job. He's doing a good job because money is being pumped into his office. Good. Nobody is against that. But allow Rivers to breathe. He owes an apology to the people of Rivers State. He owes an apology to democracy and the rule of law. And coming back to how he's interfering with everything in PDP, he was the one that removed Secondus from office. He brought him to be the chairman.
Yes, he did.
He invested so much. I was there. He invested so much for Secondus to become the chairman. His calculation was that, okay, if a Northerner is going to get it, a Southerner should be the chairman. A Northerner is going to get the presidential ticket. A Southerner should get the chairmanship. So all those permutation, combination, and probability. When it doesn't work, he starts fighting. He has fought so many battles. Later, he now started working on IU. He was the one that even brought IU to become the chairman. Because it didn't work out for him, he said IU should go. IU has left office. Now they imposed Damagun, who doesn't have the capacity to run the party effectively. So he is manipulating Damagun, and he wants to continue to say that Anyanwu is the secretary of the party. If you watch what he said recently, that Anyanwu is still the secretary of the party, meaning that he has a backing somewhere that if they go back to court, Anyanwu will be declared the secretary. Anyanwu is not the secretary of the party. He's no longer the secretary of the party. And he's banking on that because he knows that the judiciary will be on their side. What a pity. That's not good enough for democracy. That's not good enough for the progress of the country.
But it does seem like the seed of internal sabotage that has been sown is actually growing, because there are reports that some governors are weighing the option of supporting the current president, for second term, whilst not changing or decamping from the PDP. And of course, this is very similar to what Nyesom Wike did in the 2023 election. So seeing as there are reports that there are plans to do so, what can the PDP do at this point to ensure that that plan does not work?
Well, I won't hold brief for PDP. I don't know what to say again, because I'm only looking at the possibility of the merger or coalition working. If that works, definitely things will be better. It will now be, which is unfortunate, a war between the North and the South. Because by their calculation, they want to capture the entire South, South, and Southeast. They may get some states, they will not get all. The APC government has already shortchanged some states in the Southeast. They have shortchanged some states in the South-South. So definitely those ones will just pretend as if they are going to do their bidding. They've lost ground in the North. APC has lost ground in the North. Buhari didn't perform. He left Nigeria in a very bad state. And it's the same party. The current president was around when the president under presidency under Buhari didn't perform. What did he do to influence him to do better? They didn't do anything. They've set Nigeria back several years. So now for President Tinubu to be in office and nothing works, definitely anybody trying to join them, they are only looking for the downfall of the country. They don't have the interest of the country at heart. That's my worry.
So if, what can the PDP do to avert the inevitable? Because almost like an inevitability here now, talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu returning. If the PDP were to stem that particular tide, what needs to be done to probably save face, rescue the party from slipping into oblivion, and more importantly, begin to wield its power once again?
I may not have much to say about PDP going to oblivion or not. APC used to be AD, AC,
APC.
ACN.
Yes.
Before they became APC. It's just what's in the name. Let's change the name and move on. Because I don't believe the name PDP can be readily acceptable by everybody in the next election. A coalition is the answer. Okay. So, and that coalition, they can adopt a name. Or the fear of many people in PDP is that how can a big party like PDP be subsumed under another party or go into alliance, that's ego issue, not the reality. The reality on ground is, let's go for a major talk, do it very well, and win. You can now go back and bear the name PDP, if possible.
But then I'm wondering, from the body language of those that you're saying, talking about forming a coalition, how sincere do you think they are? Is it really about rescuing Nigeria and protecting democracy, or is it about personal ambition and what they stand to gain?
Well, we just have to give them a chance to do it.
But it can be argued that that's what we did with APC too. We gave them a chance.
APC, we knew right from day one that they are from different backgrounds, different character, and they don't have common goals. They only want to come and then remove Jonathan from office. That's what they did.
So what common goals, what ideology, what values do these people that are talking about a merger, what are those ideologies that they share?
Well, I think Bola rightly called it the 5 fingers of a... Until we go back to the politics of the likes of Chief Obafemi Awolowo and Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, who believed in this country. The present generation of politicians don't believe in this country. They believe in what they can get and leave the rest to suffer. A lot of people are suffering in this country. It's not their business. They are sharing money at the National Assembly, buying cars at the federal level. There is a lot of corruption going on. All these things cannot help a nation. These are the concerns of some people, a few people in the country. But when more people come to salvage, people with credibility, people with integrity, definitely things will change.
I want to say thank you very much, Captain Shelle, for joining us here on Newsday. And we wish you and the PDP the best of luck.
Thank you.